We have a woman who has been charged for plotting an ISIS-inspired bomb attack in New York. And these are the images they captured of her, I'm assuming, buying supplies and doing surveillance.
All right, we're learning more this morning about an alleged ISIS-inspired terror plot thwarted by the FBI. Federal prosecutors say 35-year-old Jessica Bowie was planning to bomb the New York State Capitol building in Albany. They arrested her after she met with informants. Let's bring in NBC's national law enforcement and intelligence correspondent Tom Winter. Tom, good morning. So how did this plot unravel?
Well, it starts back in this spring. She starts saying a lot of extremist things online. She's praising the 9/11 terror attacks. And she actually has a number of her accounts suspended on social media, which in this day and age takes some pretty serious work. Then she starts making some comments to people that she's talking to online, and she has an oath to ISIS. At that point, federal authorities get concerned. If this person is willing to pledge their support to ISIS, to commit attacks for ISIS, where do they want to take this? They introduce her to a number of informants, a total of 3 across the entirety of the investigation, and they say, how far does she want to go? Well, they actually have her at Home Depot buying bomb-making parts and nails, and she talks about whether or not, and you're looking there with her at the shopping cart, at the register, whether or not the nails would be large enough to create the most damage. She wanted to bomb the New York State Capitol in Albany. She wanted to kill New York State senators, according to the charging documents, and she wanted to do all of this in the name of ISIS. So that's what the charging documents have. That's how this investigation unraveled, and it speaks to a lot of what we've been seeing in this space.
Now, we've seen a lot of radicalizations. We've seen teens and everything like this, but it's my first time seeing a woman who actually ended up getting radicalized, and I don't know what she thought she would accomplish by and not look suspicious having that whole outfit on. But this is a crazy topic. But I wonder what caused her to be so radicalized and want to destroy the government and do a bombing in the first place. Let's get over into it.
Idea whether do investigators think she was self-radicalized? Does she have some sort of ties to ISIS, that part of the world, or?
Sure. So she actually converted to Islam 5 years ago, but it was really this spring that she started to espouse those views. Not clear how far this goes beyond this investigation. I don't think you're looking at the successor to Osama bin Laden here, but a couple of things that do stick out. She's 35 years old. She's young. But in the terrorism world, she's ancient. Most of these cases now are people in their teenage years, early 20s. The average case for open counterterrorism investigation is actually about 15 years old. So that tells you how much younger most of these cases are. She's a woman. 85 to 90% of all terrorism cases these days involve men. And so you look at this and say, why is this person, what is speaking to this person? But the big thing that sticks out here is that whether people don't like people on the left, don't like people on the right, you now got somebody who wanted to have an oath to ISIS. It's all about the political violence. And that's what has people concerned. Again, the focus are on politicians. We've seen the assassination attempts. We were here just a little less than a year ago talking about the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the Minnesota lawmakers. So again, the focus is back on the politics. And you look at this case and say, okay, why were they so interested in it? Would this person really have been able to carry out this level of an attack? But 25 years ago, sitting here, all the puzzle pieces were on the table when it came to 9/11. People just were not in that mindset to put them together at that point. So you got to be in this space to make the arrest, to try to deter people and understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
This is absolutely wild to think about. They said that the average ages for any kind of these homegrown terrorists is around 15 years old, because they're more easily manipulated or turned over to their side. And the fact that over 30 women was radicalized, and so much to where she was actually at Home Depot buying bomb materials, it is unfathomable to think about. Unfathomable to think about. Let's keep going over this. Let's go over to one more video, y'all.
We wanted to announce the arrest of Jessica Bowie, age 35, of Albany, New York. She's charged with one count of 18 U.S.C. 2339B, attempting to provide material support or resources to a designated foreign terrorist organization, namely the Islamic Republic of Iraq, commonly known as ISIS. On Wednesday, August 19, 2026, Bowie was apprehended by law enforcement for her actions attempting to provide material support to designated foreign terrorist organizations. Bowie had plotted to use an explosive device to attack the New York State Capitol and the New York State senators.
In this instance, that foreign terrorist organization is ISIS, perhaps one of the most vicious organizations that is hell-bent on murdering Americans, destroying our democracy, and disrupting our very own way of life. As alleged in the complaint, Ms. Bowie swore her allegiance to ISIS through multiple audio recordings in both English and Arabic. She clearly stated her desire to carry out an attack at the New York State Capitol. The complaint alleges that she arranged to have an explosive device made out to carry this attack, even purchasing several of the required materials herself. She conducted surveillance at the Capitol at least 5 times, taking dozens of photos.
Dozens of photos, y'all. Let's look at it one more time. Now, this is what she was doing. Where? Hold on, is it not in this one? Let's look at it one more time before we get back over to this one. Look at how she is doing her surveillance. This is crazy, y'all. Let's keep going.
She requested a gun she intended to use on any law enforcement officer who tried to stop her. As alleged in the complaint, when she met up with the confidential human source to retrieve the materials she asked for, she paid the agreed upon price for the gun, and when asked to make a donation to the purported bomb maker, she provided another $200. And I want to be clear, she left that meeting with both items. Make no mistake about it, Miss Bowie's alleged plot was serious, it was dangerous, and thanks to the partnerships on the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force, it was foiled. You'll see in the court documents that she once wrote, quote, "Praise be Allah" for September 11th. Also in the court documents, she told the source that she went from a little girl waving an American flag after 9/11 to now having stickers of the fallen towers. Folks, let that sink in.
What made her do this? What made her turn? What made her radicalize? A 35-year-old woman, 36, turning over to, they said that she became Muslim 5 years ago, but what made her go so far to where she's willing to go through and actually kill a bunch of people? There has to be something that pushed her over the edge. At least I would hope to believe. But this is crazy, y'all. Let's keep going.
Again, Miss Bowie didn't just want to kill lawmakers. She wanted a complete disruption of our government. And after that, she planned to flee the country and one day come back to, quote, do more, such as New Year's Eve in Times Square. Even stating she would come back to attack the White House and the president.
Yeah, she's going to be in jail for a long time. It's nothing else you can say about that. But let's get over into the AI breakdown, y'all, just to see what else it tells us and if it tells us anything else. So Jackie Bowie, a 35-year-old woman from Albany, New York, was arrested and charged on August 20th for plotting an ISIS-inspired bomb attack on New York State Capitol. She said that she believed it was easier target than the White House. She conducted reconnaissance on the facility at least 5 times. She allegedly told undercover agents she hoped to take out at least 100 people, specifically aiming to target state senators during their meetings. Undercover FBI informers posed as active ISIS members. They provided her with cash to purchase bomb-making materials, including nails, to act as shrapnel. So she planned to hide the explosive device inside of a DoorDash delivery bag upon her arrest. Agents recovered knives and a handwritten pledge of allegiance to ISIS from her person. So the FBI arrested Bowie outside of McDonald's near Capitol after providing her with what she believed was a live explosive device alongside an inert firearm. Upon her arrest, Bowie reportedly waived her Miranda rights and admitted to knowing she was facing significant prison time, stating that she had previously searched the legal penalties online. The charge of attempting to provide material support to terrorist organization carries a statutory maximum prison term of 20 years, a fine of up to $250,000, and a lifetime term of supervised release. So the New York Governor, Kathy, released a statement thanking the FBI and the state police. She reassured the public that while there is no immediate ongoing threat, security at the state capitol had already been enhanced earlier in the year due to the border rise in the political violence and threats. So yes, the political violence has been through the roof all over the world. People are, not just here in America, but all around, are aiming at their politicians because they feel like that is the only thing that they can do. But I will never, ever agree that you take protests violent, that you start doing this just because you disagree with the politicians. That is a crazy mindset to have. But luckily she was stopped and arrested. But this is the first time we've talked about, and I don't know if you've seen, a woman plotting a bombing. That says a lot. And at the age of 35, 36. It's a crazy thing to think about. But let me know your thoughts and let me know if you disagree with anything I said, y'all. That's a crazy situation. Peace.